teams are setting up for Roche, where Radiant is often just standing there.
Yeah, it's actually a very complex question then, isn't it? Because it's not even just that. Alan's just pointed out one thing, but there's many things. There's heroes that come and go in terms of the patch also have a difference on it as to which ones are strong on dire side. Slardar, for instance.
Yeah, it's not so simple. So.
Oh, ET ban.
Okay, I've been saved by the drafts, which is good news. Just in case we did set the world on fire.
So, first question you have to ask: are they going to take out the Lifestealer? To me, that's like the first big branching point from this draft. I think the Elder Titan ban is actually very, very smart.
And the Void.
It is pure like OG bans.
Should be Lifestealer. I mean,
OG is deciding right now.
Didn't they? They gave it to him one game.
Yeah, OG's deciding whether to ban it or play against it. Because if they don't ban it here, it's more than likely that Liquid will take it first.
Yeah.
I assume they ban something like Lycan though.
Yeah, I don't think you give away Lifestealer, or I think you give away Lifestealer, you take Slardar. I think that's fine.
Like if the enemy doesn't ban.
If you're dire, yeah, but still.
Okay,
they're going to ban the Lifestealer. I agree with that. I agree with that.
They didn't like playing against it at all.
But Team Liquid is Radiant though.
Okay, so Liquid will take away the Phoenix.
That's a safe pick as well.
Now, do OG go for the Slardar on the dire side? It's a little less an OG hero than it is a Liquid hero.
I don't think Moon plays Slardar at all.
Oh, he's played it.
But not as well as his other offlaners.
10 seconds.
So
I think Moon Slardar is okay, actually. I like his Iron Talon Slardar.
Okay, so yeah, OG took Dire, by the way, because they had selection priority, having won their group.
And this is, you can really see that it highlights the importance of the 4 position players in this matchup. Crit and Jerax, just such hugely impactful players for their 2 teams, and that's why you're seeing their 2 heroes getting picked up first. Yeah, so now you look towards something to combo with the Earth Spirit. Now is where you might see the Darkseer pick.
Everything combos with Earth Spirit.
Yeah, that's
also
true.
a good pick.
You like Batrider? Okay, that's a really great call, and I want to ask you about that hero because a lot of teams are sort of going away from the Batrider pick. Why did you feel it was a good choice here?
It's because the way Moon plays it, he goes like that Brom, whatever tank he builds, and he just makes space. He just goes in, he tanks some spells, he just tries to like get everything to go on him, and then Miracle and Noto just come from the back or something.
Yep.
And just destroy the team fight.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because we actually saw a game in Manila, right, where he didn't level his ulti until 9. And he was playing just fully defensive Batrider without a Blink Dagger, and exactly as you described.
It's a weird way. I don't like it at all, but some people do it.
It's a very selfless play.
So now is where we see the Team Liquid. Do Liquid go right back to the Tidehunter here to combo with the Phoenix?
It's possible. I think they prefer Darkseer over Tidehunter though.
And no talent in the booth. Just yawning his head.
Do you feel like Darkseer is as effective as protecting the egg?
It's more like when you egg and like they run to the thing, you can like literally vacuum all of them and just set up any spell.
Alchemist.
Wow. Okay, so that's actually a big departure from how Liquid had been approaching these drafts. Liquid are usually going to run the Alchemist mid with Fata. We saw that yesterday. He turned the game with an Ultra Kill pretty early against Fnatic. But that's a very, very different from what they've been doing. Usually, if they pick up Fata's hero in the first phase, it's going to be the Death Prophet. Yeah. This is much earlier than they've been picking Alchemist recently.
They feel maybe the ban was coming.
They have to ban the Timbersaw though, 100% right now.
Yeah, because you're right, Alan. They've been waiting for. It's usually like 4th or 5th pick.
Yeah, they've been 4th or 5th picking Fata's hero in every game yesterday. The Slark ban is really, really good. We've seen just how effectively yesterday I called for that second phase Slark ban against Team Liquid, just how effectively they exploit that vision. I wouldn't
feel like if they don't ban Timbersaw right now, like Miracle is just gonna destroy Fata mid.
At least they banned on AA. Sunray heal plus Alk. I don't think OG pick it that often. So.
No, but it would have been. You're right. It would have been really good here.
So we've seen a lot of games where like Moon tends to feed a lot on the Batrider. Are there any other carries that pose as big of a problem as Slark? Do you need to secure that lane for him?
But I don't think any of them play Weaver that much. I'd actually banned it.
Where do we go next for the ban?
It has to be Timber. I can't see anything else.
10 seconds remaining.
Is there any other solution to Timber besides?
Seconds remaining.
Well, you have to like start focusing on mid a lot. You have to help mid, and like you don't want that.
Okay.
So they banned the jug.
Yeah, they're worried about that Miracle mid jug.
Yeah. Spammo says that. Leaves the Timber saw if he wants it.
Yeah, but there are a ton of really good options for OG here. Tinker is one that stands out to me.
Seconds remaining.
Tinker? I think Tinker forms like way too slowly compared to Alk. Alk can just end the game like 25-30.
Oh, see, I think Tinker could really punish Fata's Alchemist in lane, and if he gets off to a faster start, he can actually snowball right along. Oh wow, they're gonna go back for the Wisp in the second phase. So how do you think they're going to lane this, Bambo? Because Na'Vi had really just absolutely destroyed people for about 6 weeks running that Wisp Batrider dual off lane. But I don't know that OG is going to be comfortable with that setup.
It kind of depends on like Team Liquid's safe lane. If there's a good opening to be there and like really disrupt the lane, like the Wisp should be there.
Okay.
But most of the time it's really hard.
Reserve
I like
time.
Moon, he likes to go in, so it's a high chance.
Oh my. Well, and suddenly the AA ban looks that much more sensible.
Hey, it was still good, even regardless of the Huskar. So was it going to be Oracle
Yep.
versus Bat? I guess.
And I got that smile on Karoki's face.
Yeah.
The nice thing about this as well is they can just leave the Huskar solo. Like that's a bet. When he gets like a good lead.
Oh, that's actually scary. There's your Timber. And again, that's it.
I think
Gains value even, right, as a pure damage solution for the Huskar.
this Timber, like, it should have been banned. I feel like it counters most of their heroes.
Yeah, I think Timber destroys Huskar.
So is this flat out Oracle?
So Oracle, Dazzle, maybe.
Yeah, one of those two.
I like Dazzle a lot more.
I think Dazzle's a lot more stable in this configuration.
I like Oracle a lot more versus the Bat, though.
That's true.
And they can't really punish the Fortune's End. Or Fate.
Yeah, and
they don't have
yeah.
that much like non-magic damage.
No, Oracle, I think, it might be better just because it gives you more protection against the Timber way than Nyx.
Liquid is going all out.
That feels so greedy.
I know Kuro played this as a support as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think that this may be a little bit more likely to be support Nyx, although they're
Well, then they
leaving
have
the
nothing
options
to
open.
help the Huskar, so it's
Okay, so
really
every time Liquid have taken the Huskar, they've taken the Tusk as well.
You won't see that here.
No.
Jerax more than likely will be on the Phoenix.
So where do they go?
I'm still just having trouble in my head deciding whether that's a support or a core Nyx.
I'd assume it's core, but
You assume it's core.
I
Okay.
assume it's core because usually Jerax plays the Phoenix.
The Phoenix, yeah, but Kuro, that's a big part of their strategy recently has been putting Kuro on these Invis heroes, and he gives them just huge vision scouting information. Your Rickies, your Bounty Hunters, the Nyx actually makes sense from that, to me from that respect. And mind control, I always like mind control on a hero that he can impact the game with a little bit more than an Nyx.
Did you say Sven?
I think Sven is really good for OG.
Oh, it is.
If he gets a good start, he can pretty much just destroy the entire Liquid lineup.
Yeah, look at see OG actually banned the Darkseer. They're thinking that this is probably a support Nyx as well.
Reserve time.
So I mean, I guess they could in theory still go right back for the Tidehunter.
I don't know. Huskar just seems very weak if he doesn't have a
Okay, so
defensive hero.
you're still on the Oracle Dazzle train.
I think,
Okay.
or Abba even. Although I don't think
Liquid
Abba's
always picks really greedy, so it actually could be a support. I'd assume it'd be like a Tide or a Beastmaster.
Yeah, of the two, I definitely like Tide a bit better, but it is going to be the Dazzle. Okay, good call, guys.
So any other combinations that we can see with the Wisp? You suggested that maybe they can run an off lane with the Batrider. There's the common partners, the...
I mean, they could go back to Tiny.
Couldn't CK be pretty good here too?
It's really bad against Sunray. Like his illusions just
CK is actually...
rated.
But CK is pretty... No, CK is pretty good against Husker, right? Because Husker can't...
In a game
Can't do with the
overall, it's like
illusions.
kind of nice, but Sunray actually destroys his illusions.
Good point. So you prefer Sven?
I'd say Sven, yeah.
No chance of a Tiny. We did see, they haven't done it recently, but we've seen OG sort of run the Tiny Wisp because No-Tail was the Wisp part of that equation for so long a time with Fnatic.
I guess there's Ursa too, because they are dire and they haven't touched the Slaughter at all.
But they kind of need something to hit objectives with. They have like nothing for objectives right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Strange lineup coming out from Team Liquid.
So... Oh my goodness! Should have seen it coming. What a draft!
Well, we waited for the entire major to get one. And here we are in game 1 of the semi-final, and the Meepo has landed. Ben, who's had the better draft?
I gotta go with Meepo. I did not see that one coming. What about you guys?
Alan.
We won.
won.
We just straight up won.
We did.
This is absolutely the
we
dream
all won.
lineup for these two teams.
Okay. Amber, final thoughts?
Even though I was rooting for Liquid, I think OG's lineup is a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go OG too.
All right. Okay, thanks to all 3 of our panel members. We will be hearing from them once more at the end of our first game. But now let's head over to the commentary desk where Capitalist, Odie Pixel, and Malk are waiting to bring you game 1.
10 seconds remaining.
Thank you very much, Paul. Indeed, we're getting ourselves ready for this first game of the day. OG Liquid, and boys, it's a Meepo.
It is a Meepo.
Jacob called it.
It was pretty obvious. I'm disappointed that the analysts
didn't get it,
yeah, I mean, well, I'm not there, so.
Jacob's humble like that. Oh, it was obvious, guys. I'm
What
not
are you
that
gonna
good. Yeah, he called the Meepo. I mean, the lineup looks pretty good from OG. Meepo definitely beats a lot of these heroes.
I mean, and looking kind of the other drafter, would you agree kind of with the panel sentiment, Malk? Is OG's the superior drafter, or is there the potential for this Huskar Dazzle to just trash OG?
I think Liquid's gonna have an issue dealing with both the Timbersaw and the Meepo. Austin thought that Huskar would be good against the Meepo, but I don't quite agree with that.
No, it's not necessarily that it's good against Meepo. I just wasn't really sure if that was going to be the last pick for OG. I just thought they would go more standard. Just like a solid physical damage hero, like the Sven.
But it's OG.
30 seconds to
It
go.
is OG.
Nothing is
They
normal
always
about
have
these
that.
guys.
They always have that. It's funny because we haven't really seen too much of it at like the Manila Major, but you have to remember that this team does have all these like heroes in their back pocket that they can pull out at any point in time.
It's actually interesting that they have both the Wisp and the Earth Spirit, so Fly is now playing the Earth Spirit. Normally that's a crit stable, but...
That is true, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see the Fly, yes. Oh, hit by the top green spot. We're going to see it kick off already. Fly leading in onto Mind Control. The stun coming back in return, but Mind Control falling low. OG look to take the first blood, and they will. No-Tail on the Meepo, getting himself the first kill of the game. And the rest of Liquid scattering themselves back towards the mid. But a great start here for OG, and getting first blood on your carry, that's exactly how you want to be beginning the game.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. The Meepo being able to get first blood, that's going to speed him up. They already don't have a lane that's really going to be able to contest him too much. He should be able to completely free farm. Nyx Assassin can only do so much. I think they thought because there was the Wisp and Earth Spirit that they can go a little greedy with their offlaner Nyx. I don't know, it feels really experimental, the fact that they fourth picked the Nyx Assassin, because we were sitting here talking about like they definitely need a defensive hero for that Huskar. So the Nyx Assassin support, which is what Liquid would normally run, was kind of questionable. So instead they're doing it off lane, and that just feels really experimental from Kuro.
Yeah, and on top of that, they commit the Dazzle to trying to help him out. I don't think that's the play here.
Well, again, Fly rolling onto Mind Control. They'll get the stun only onto the Earth Spirit. No telling crit. Getting the harassment in. And indeed, this dual lane combination is there, so they'll start to punch back at Fly.
I think it's okay because they can't just keep their two support. Like these aren't like ganking supports necessarily. Phoenix is okay, but you really need some sort of stunning hero to set up a gank on mid. So in that case, if you have two defensive style heroes that can't actually do all that much roaming onto mid, it's much better to separate into dual lanes, especially since Huskar can solo zone out the Batrider half the time. So Phoenix is just left to pull and try and be as efficient as possible, and Dazzle doesn't really have anything else to do, so he tries and enables Mind Control, who's a hero that can't jungle.
Moon in a bit of trouble here. Sunray and the Spear stacking up. Moon, he's going to try and look for a deny, but it's not going to happen. Liquid finding themselves a kill onto the Batrider, and as you said, just the fact that they've got this Huskar, it's a hard lane for Moon to lane in, because the damage output's pretty insane between the two of these heroes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially because he doesn't have Firefly, so it's a lot of damage over time, and the second he's caught out of position, which he were there because he tried to pull the wave, it's just impossible for him to get away, so he's gonna have a bit of a hard time until... Well, he's got level 2 now, so he's probably fine.
What's great is the two supports of OG are locked up in this top lane because they're facing Nyx Assassin and Dazzle, so it's not even like they're stacking overly much for Moonmeander to fall back on. Eventually you'll see that Wiz starts abusing the dire jungle and getting some double or triple stacks in, but it's for the time being, there isn't that fallback for Moon.
Mid lane at the moment. Miracle still winning laning on the Timber top. Gonna go in onto Mind Control. They've got the setup with the net. We'll see if they can finish this one off. Fly looking for the body block. No tail as well with the micro blocking up the Nyx Assassin, and OG will take it. No tail. Tower hits aren't going to be able to bring him down. He will get away as well. Really, really clean play there from the side of OG.
Yeah, if only they had level 2 on Dazzle. Once they have that Shallow Grave, the fight becomes a whole lot more difficult for them to actively initiate on the Nyx Assassin. But they managed to kill him before that's up. No Tail almost dies there as the early Shadow Wave comes out from Kuro, trying to pop that carry.
Yeah, if Mind Control had been in position just a second earlier, they could have actually popped that kill.
I mean, at the moment, Farm's still going good for Matuma on the safe lane for Liquid, 17 for 5. And as we can see on the top lane, Noto getting a lot of denies in as well, so trying to shut down what Liquid can find. And with this duel lane that they are running, and again, looking for the net, not going to find it. Fly, he will connect onto it the slow. They don't have the follow-up, so I won't pursue that kill. It's going to be a tricky one for sure. And already on the bottom lane, looks like Moon, he's left the lane, and of course it's just going to give Matuma a lot of space. So this Huskar is going to get the start that he wants. It's just going to be a question of when are they going to be able to start fighting as a 5 Liquid and using the Huskar to his full potential.
Yeah, it's not really a question about the Huskar, right? Because like Huskar will always do well in the laning phase. It's whether or not the Nyx Assassin is enabled enough for him to have an impact. Nyx Assassin is a pretty questionable hero right now, just because while he's gotten some small buffs up, it just doesn't seem enough for him to really be able to control the game.
Mind Control,
they're really
in
trying for this one. They might get it.
It's bringing No-Tail low with the heal upon the Sunray as well. No-Tail, he's got to get himself out. With the eye heal, he's going to be able to get just away. Fly
Nice
won't be as lucky now with the rotation with Jerax. They may be able to find more good stuff from Mind Control. Catching out Crit. No-Tail, Crit's going to go down. Can they get the Meepo as well? He's stuck in the tree line. Mind Control looking for the block off. They're going to be able to get the third, just cleaning up this lane here. Great play and great rotation there from Jerax.
Oh yeah, definitely Jerax the winner of this little skirmish. That rotation coming in at just the right time, blocking as Austin was saying, the Earth Spirit, and then picking up the next 2 kills.
That was just pure outfight there by Liquid, which is kind of uncommon to say. Like most of the time, OG are the ones outfighting their opponents, but Liquid just a little bit that surprised with the Phoenix rotation. And again, that's just kind of what a Huskar enables you to do. It's a free lane. Very few offlaners are going to be able to challenge a Huskar, so your supports are kind of free to roam around and do what they need to. And while ganking up the mid lane isn't an option, and nice scan there, scouting out the Miracle rotation. Still going to lose some of their stack, but much better than Fada dying.
Absolutely, especially with Fly around the corner. South needs to be careful. Miracle trying to lead in, but Jerax, he's there on the return, and now Miracle may have dove a little bit deep. Got incredibly aggressive here, OG. Fada being chased down by Fly. We'll see if they are able to finish this one off. Miracle's still got the mana. It's going to change forward, but again, missing the chakram though. Fada, he's going to look for the deny. Can he actually get it? He doesn't need to. Kuroki keeps him alive, but now OG, they're being punished. But Tumaman jumps in onto one Fly, trying to roll himself away. But OG with this very deep aggressive play, just getting punished by Liquid's rotations.
And Fly, while he may not die, he's completely out of the game for the next like minute and a half. He's gonna have to like kill himself on neutrals, but it's a Dark Troll summoner, so it's gonna be really slow. Plus, he's kind of scared of someone popping out and getting the last hit instead. For example, Kuro here does see him, but he draws the aggro.
Oh, he's done it. Fly manages to play his way around that.
It still works though because they now know that that ward is there.
Yeah.
So, like, everything that OG tried to do with that kind of rotation, it's a rotation they do a lot, particularly against a hero like Alchemist. You have a lot of incentive to try and pressure him early. Liquid just very clearly were ready for that.
Pretty uncharacteristic of Miracle missing those 2 chakrams when he went on the Alchemist. An Alchemist without boots, mind you. So we talked about yesterday how he was, or I considered him the best player in the world currently. So seeing these sort of misplays or miscalculations of where the enemy is going to go is not something we're used to seeing.
Don't worry about it, Jake. I think you could definitely speak for a lot of other people when it comes to him being the best player in the world.
Yeah. One thing that speaks for that, though, is if you look at the stats on the middle lane, Miracle has completely dominated that lane and forced Fada to go into the jungle. All of Fada's last hits are actually from neutrals, more or less.
Look at this no-tail. Finds himself an invis, makes use of it straight away to pick off Matumba Man with the help of Flying Moon. Play here from the Meepo to set it up. Meanwhile, top lane, though, Jerix and Mind Control look for the counterplay, and they will be able to take down Crit on the Aya.
And taking advantage of an Invis rune picked up by No-Tail. Pretty lucky pickoff. The turnaround in top lane means very little, but they are getting Mind Control space to get his level 6 and 7, and maybe he can start having an impact. Like, he's going to be one of the better heroes to shut down No-Tail and prevent him from getting that full progression to max Meepos and Blink Dagger.
I mean, at this point of the game, I mean, Malk, if you are the side of Liquid, are you feeling that this game's on any kind of timer, or because you've got the Alchemist, are you always going to be safe if it kind of draws to a more passive kind of phase of the game?
No, I think Liquid thinks this is in the bag if they go into the late game.
Yeah.
They have both the Alchemist and the Huskar, 2 incredibly tanky heroes to deal with, so if they manage to kill off the Meepo, all they really need to do is make sure the Timbersaw doesn't kill them in the process. But we have seen Miracle being able to deliver these top-notch performances where he can make everything from 3 to 5 kills on his own.
Yeah, even after he's been like shut down in the mid lane. Obviously that didn't happen this game, but he didn't have the best time that he should have. His rotations kind of blunked out. So we can still see Miracle make the comeback on his Timbersaw. It's obviously a huge counter to heroes like Huskar as well as the Alchemist. I can imagine that Liquid knew that was going to be a pickup, and maybe this is where the Nyx Assassin kind of comes into play. They really protected the Nyx Assassin's farm, and it's very key because he's the best hero that they have versus both Meepo as well as Timber.
And at the same time, they have 2 armlets up on their cores now, so... Yeah. OG's gonna have a really hard time killing them, especially when there's a Grave from the Dazzle and he's just sitting behind one of them and can TP to the other.
Yeah, let's not forget Sunray as well, right? You've got these high HP heroes and that percentage-based heal. Gonna be particularly effective. Fada, like how he sticks around, he sees Miracle coming and he's like, nope, I'm high enough HP, you can't actually burst me down, plus I've got the Phoenix here.
Miracle keeps coming over, just to disrupt these kind of juggling. In fact, Jax needs to be careful, huge amounts of burst. Meanwhile, Tollin Mind Control gets himself away with the Vendetta, but Miracle plays around the tanks, so getting the kill on Jerax. Let's see if they can do anything else. Fada has now lost the ultimate, trying for the armlet toggling. It's going to keep him alive. Miracle's still playing around. He's only got a little bit of mana left, and Miracle actually going to go down here by the looks of it.
He has 0 chill. Someone needs to die.
What's going on? Like, Jerax just challenges the Timbersaw like that, and then also doesn't get Supernova off when he can see the chain is coming to him, like a very clear misplay, and then Miracle also getting way too greedy and going for Fada there.
Fully charged concoction straight onto Moon. He's going to try for the TP away. Is he going to make it? No! Too much damage from the Sunray.
Alright then.
This is a weird game.
It's early, boys.
Mind Control's already used his Vendetta, so he has to try and TP escape. That's obviously not going to work unless he has both Meepos.
Yeah, this man, he's looking to be a dead man. Spike Carapace, though, will buy time. And okay, he's got Kuroki. Kuroki turns up. And Mind Control actually looking to come back in potentially, but OG, they're coming in with the TPs. He's got to be careful. Matumba Man is here as well. They're looking to fight Liquid. They'll jump in straight away. Looking to take No-Tail out. They'll find it, but at the same time, Matumba Man, the Graves in time. Matumba Man's going to be able to live in there. He's looking for more. Some from Mind Control onto Crit. They'll find themselves a double kill.
Beautiful Mind Control.
He's going to go down stun as well. A huge yield bomb from Kuroki. What a bit of team play there from Liquid. Absolutely brilliant. 4 kills. They'll get a tower as well. Perfect execution.
Yeah, you can see why the Nyx Assassin is so good against these heroes, right? The Meepo can't actually get his big burst of damage because it's really easy. You just telegraph this big poof, and Mind Control will always spike carapace that. And same goes with the Timber Chain, aim it out. Like, you always have this really disruptive force against the Timbersaw that slows down his combinations. Plus, the things like Mana Burn are going to come into play later on. That'll be really effective against him too.
Yeah, it's really just Liquid with the timing, the team play, the decision making, playing a lot better than OG here early in the morning. I don't know if they got the wrong foot out of the bed or what happened, but we've seen a lot of misplays, and also whenever they seem to play aggressive, they get punished so fast by Liquid, who just TPs on that tower and backs each other up.
Yeah, the more I see this, like, when it first showed up in the draft, I was like, Nyx is absolutely like, oh, you need a defensive support, because, you know, we were talking about Liquid run it as a support sometimes, but the more I think about it as the offlane core, the more I'm seeing it in this game, the more I like it. I think it was actually very smart by Kuro. If he knew, like, Timbersaw was going to be picked up, and maybe he didn't know the Meepo was going to be grabbed, but it just happens to work out against that hero as well.
OG looking for a smoke into the jungle here.
Nice.
Jerax, not going to be able to get the silence out from Fly quick enough. So Jerax escapes, and it's going to be a failed gank from OG. I'll see if they can find anything else. Jerax still hanging around. Liquid are reacting to this, making the movement towards their own jungle. But OG, they back themselves back off towards the lane. And yeah, 12 for 4 at the moment. The farm, it's looking incredibly good for Liquid. You've got the Timberman 1.5k ahead of No-Tail. And of course, already this Alchemist that we did see in the start struggling, of course, 1v1 against the Timber. But the jungling, the participation in fights has put Fada a clear, nearly 4k ahead of Miracle's Timber.
Yeah, Relic by 12 minutes after Armlet. That's a great timing, particularly since he had a bad matchup. Fada, I think, played it really well. It's kind of simple, but he neutraled just very early on. And that kind of allowed him to not be completely shut out by Timbersaw.
And Blitz was talking about this yesterday, how creep kills and laning phase really doesn't matter all that much. All that matters is team fight. Team fight, team fight, team fight. If you win the team fight, you win the game. And that's Liquid is displaying a clear example of that, because they lost the middle lane pretty hard, and for the most part they lost the top lane as well until that rotation came from Jerax. So the fact that they're fighting these fights so well and taking these skirmishes that keep falling out in their favor is just what's really putting them ahead in this game. And they're so far ahead now. They have 2 towers down. They're even leading in creep score now, and of course, having won all these fights, they have a significant lead against OG.
They'll take this mid-tier 1 tower, it seems, without contest from OG. They feel so bad about the way the game is going that they're going to give up one of the most important towers in the game. They even have the Blink Dagger that they just got from Moonmeander. I was going to say maybe that's an opportunity for them to win a fight, but I think it's just No-Tail's not ready. So he only has his Boots of Travel, not even close to the Ags or Blink Dagger. And obviously Miracle still needs more farm. Timbersaw is not the fastest hero in the game. He is very mobile, but his tempo of the game is much more based around 35 minutes, where he has Bloodstone and some extra mana sustain.
Mind control. Let's see what he can find. He's going to spot out No-Tail. Brokey there as well with the backup. No-Tail, see how he plays his way out of this one. It's going to be fine. Throws out the net, goes for the quick TP, and the rest of the Meepos to follow. So we'll avoid that gank. But here we have into the 14.5 minute Radiance now completed on Fada's Alchemist. It certainly feels like the game is going exactly as Liquid hoped to with their draft at the moment.
Yeah. I think Mind Control, I'd like to see him pick up a Blink Dagger with this gold that he has, because at that point in time, you are also a good counter to the Bat Rider, where you can blink into fire and pop spikes.
Man, they're going to try to jump in on the Husker, but immediately the Supernova and OG just don't have the heroes around to take it. So Moon, he's going to burn down. And at the same time, Miracle tries to come in, but the Spike Carapace is there. They hold him in place. They'll lose the Timbersaw as well. And OG, just mistake after mistake, and Liquid, they're punishing it incredibly hard every time. They're always there.
OG seem just shook. Like, they go for that initiation, but Miracle isn't in a position to immediately pounce on it. And if it's just Moon plus an Earth Spirit, they'll never kill Huskar, right? They need the pure damage of the Timbersaw to come into play. And then Miracle, of course, he kind of gets baited into Whirling Death. Mind Control secretly Spike Carapace.
Rolling in, looking to go aggressive on Mind Control, possibly Magnetize, but immediately they just turn and kill Fly. The Magnetize bringing them low, will find the kill onto the Nyx Assassin. They'll move back into the pit though, buyback from Fly. But it's already too late. Liquid finish off Roach. Matuma Man picks up the Aegis. I mean, Fly throwing in his life there for the Nyx assassin kill, but then having to buy back, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily worth it.
No, that buyback definitely wasn't worth it. And I can't help but feel that Miracle is probably overestimating his own capabilities. I know he's had some of these amazing games of the Alchemist, but he's died 3 times now where I've been questioning why. Why was he in that position, or why did he play it that aggressively? So it's not the OG we're used to seeing. They're playing even more aggressive.
I mean, it really feels like just the amount of farm that these heroes have got. It's so low. Look at Miracle. Look how close he is just to his own bat ride, and he's only like 500 ahead of Jerex's Phoenix. I mean, it's not normal that we see Miracle in a position like this 16 minutes in where he's not miles ahead of the pack.
Yeah, certainly. He's always top 3. He's never middle, as you say, and this is definitely going to be throwing OG a bit off. They now have to play a much slower game. I think they're going to start realizing that their aggression isn't paying out, so they've got to play a little bit more slower of a game and wait for the Meepo to come online, and then they can try and hit hard with him. But it's split push and pickoffs. That's the name of the game for OG, while Liquid are clearly going to take more control of the map than OG will be able to, and they're probably going to take more objectives too.
But you can see Liquid prepping for the late game already. They realize that the only thing OG can do right now with the lead that Liquid has is split pushing. So Mind Control, instead of picking up that early Blink Dagger, picks up a Midas.
Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And here we have, I mean, at this point as well, with the strength that Liquid have, they can just do this. Power down laner, knock onto the tier 2s, and unlikely that OG are going to want to look to react to it. At the moment, OG themselves on Liquid's half of the map, still trying to look for this tier 1 mid. Butter cooking up the concoction, won't be able to quite get it off. Miracle keeps himself out of harm's way this time. But they'll finish off the tower at top, another tower into the pockets of Liquid, and the gold lead's just going to continue.
Radiant's bottom tower.
The only hero Liquid really has to deal with the split push is the Nyx Assassin. Needs that Blink Dagger and be on position whenever Meepo or Wisp tries to split push, or Alchemist for that, or not Alchemist, the Timbersaw.
Well, when it comes to killing the split pushers, but they do have like an Alchemist with Boots of Travel.
Oh yeah, they can push out the lanes, but yeah, definitely.
And in that regard, that's all Liquid need to do, right? Like you said, they're already prepping for late game. They don't have to worry about like, oh god, we got to keep this Meepo down. I think they're just gonna be fine with the status quo, where as long as they make sure that no objectives are given away, and they control the map, and you know they get the next Roshan as well. They're just gonna build more and more of a gold advantage thanks to Alchemist, what he provides to you.
Yeah, with the Huskar and Alchemist living through these combos from Meepo and the Timbersaw, I think they're by far the stronger team in late game.
On the Timbersaw getting caught out here, and I mean this massive amounts of burst once the armor starts ticking down and Kuroki comes in with a heal bomb.
Yeah, what do you do as Timbersaw? You literally can't escape that, right? Because your escape mechanism is stopped by Spike Carapace. So you like in a situation like that, you just have to waddle your way out. Even if he did have an extra 1,000 HP, you still wouldn't live because you just have to walk away somehow.
Dire's middle tower.
There we have it. I mean, 19 minutes in, Liquid powering down onto the tier 3s of OG. And you've got to kind of ask yourself, what do OG do to stop this kind of push at this early stage of the game?
Well, they've got to, I mean, they're really close to having like Blink Dagger or No Tail. That changes the game pretty dramatically where they have this big burst damage, but it sucks that they're going to lose a lane of Rax before that.
Trying to jump it onto the Superman, but the Superman jumps straight back in onto No Tail. They've lost the Meepo. Coming in with the Superman on the backlines as well, and OG, they can't take it down. They'll lose a second and third. A buyback from No Tail, but Liquid are absolutely crushing OG this game. OG needs something bigger. No Tail. It's going to be a dieback. Stunned up, taken down. Moon
That's
as well.
it, game over.
GG, what a performance from Liquid in a series that I think a lot of people would have expected to be incredibly close. But game 1 coming into this, Liquid, they're just on another level today.
Yeah, if you didn't know the history between these two teams, you would definitely think that Liquid was the much stronger team after this performance. From both teams, that is. OG didn't play as convincingly as we've seen them in the past, and of course Liquid stepping up the team play. Jerax especially breaking the back of OG in the early game.
Yeah, historically Liquid have done quite well against OG until the Manila Major, and that's really where it counts.